One evening in Denver, when Albert Einstein finished a lecture, a woman asked how she could best help her son become a great scientist. He told her, "Have him read fairy tales." Probably not the answer she was expecting. He meant, let him develop his imagination. When Einstein was 16, he imagined himself riding alongside a beam of light. That was the germ of the special theory of relativity. Throughout his career, instead of doing experiments, he preferred to imagine scenarios like super fast elevators whizzing up and down in space. The true mark of intelligence, he said, is not knowledge, but imagination. When Einstein said that in the mid-20th century, there was only one kind of intelligence, the smart kind. Now, we also have emotional intelligence, physical intelligence, musical intelligence, and other kinds too. But even so, there is a whole realm of mental activity that our current categories of intelligence don't account for. Have you ever made up a bedtime story for a child? Had an idea drop in out of nowhere, or a flash of insight when something suddenly became clear? Or got a weird feeling that made you suspicious of a person or a situation? Now, you might not consider creativity, ideas you didn't think up, and gut feelings that aren't even in words as intelligent, but they are. They're the output of a non-rational part of your mind doing what intelligence does, recombining information in a useful, illuminating way. And since imagination is the portal into that part of the mind, my creative collaborator James Nave and I named it Imaginative Intelligence. I believe that imaginative intelligence is an interconnected network that goes beyond imagination, beyond creativity. When you deepen your connection to your imaginative intelligence, you deepen your connection to who you are and what you hold precious. So why does this matter? In her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, Bronnie Ware identified regret number 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. We don't deliberately choose to be untrue to ourselves, right? Courage doesn't fail all at once. So how is this happening? I'd suggest it's happening because we're not trusting in our imaginative intelligence, which is actually hardly surprising since it hasn't even had a name until now. And if you're anything like I used to be, you might not even realize it's there. I grew up in a creative family, but I was the uncreative one, the academic one. Knowledge was my currency. I didn't think I had much imagination, so I didn't use it for fear of people seeing how uncreative I was. Plus, I was a yes person, always ready to do what was asked of me, following a path others laid out for me. Result, I felt like an imposter much of the time. Only after I moved away from the world I knew did I begin to realize that my reliance on my rational intelligence was bringing anxiety and frustration, not security, not direction, not happiness. But now, to be clear, no shade on the rational intelligence. It's what enables us to function in the world. It helped me develop this talk. It pays the electric bill. It prevents you putting your hand on a hot stove. But it's not the only intelligence that can guide our lives. So, along with creativity, insight, and intuition, what else lives in the imaginative intelligence? Curiosity, your sense of humor, your sense of awe, your sense of beauty, and your sense of who you are, what you love and loathe, what you value, what fascinates you, what thrills you, what fulfills you. But here's the kicker. Imaginative intelligence doesn't operate in language. Have you ever tried to put into words why you find something beautiful or awe-inspiring or funny? Why you love someone? Why you value something? You probably found that words aren't up to the job. These are things we just know. They can't be explained. Yet, the rational intelligence is prone to discount anything that can't be explained as untrustworthy or delusional. And the imaginative intelligence can't answer back. So what we're doing here right now is changing the dynamic, naming that inner network and dignifying it accurately as intelligent is step one in creating a partnership between these two very different, often opposed components of the human mind. The rational intelligence values order, logic, rules. The imaginative intelligence enjoys disorder, illogic, no rules, because then it's free to make wild leaps and combinations that don't have to make rational sense. And that's what happens when we're asleep and the rational mind is offline. Sometimes the imaginative intelligence just plays, like the bizarre dream I once had that featured a gold bathtub in an elevator. Real. Sometimes it finds a way to convey an idea the rational mind couldn't reach on its own, as when the chemist Auguste Kekulé dreamed of a snake biting its own tail and woke up to realize that the benzene molecule, which he'd been trying hard to decipher, was in the shape of a ring. The imaginative intelligence often speaks in images like that, and it responds to images too. It also speaks through the body. Your stomach drops. You get chills or goosebumps. You laugh when you get an insight that hits home, however embarrassing it might be. Your chest tightens when you get judgmental. You feel a warm glow when you've made something you're proud of, and a fizzy kind of tingle when you break a rule. The imaginative intelligence likes breaking rules. And that weird feeling, your imaginative intelligence picked up on cues too subtle to register in your conscious mind. We tend to dismiss these as just feelings, since we're used to thinking of intelligence as being in the head. In fact, science has identified brain cells in the gut. And as Candace Pert shows in her book, Molecules of Emotion, the entire body is, in effect, part of the subconscious mind. You might enlist your rational intelligence's detective skills to seek out your body's subliminal messages. That will help get it on board with the program. Let it figure out how your particular imaginative intelligence works. I'd like to tell you about a woman I'll call Carla, a regular at the online creative writing session I co-host. When I first met her, Carla came across like a wounded bird. Often she wrote about her cold, unkind mother. She was obviously creative, but it was like some connection was blocked or broken. But simply letting her imagination off the leash for 10 minutes every Saturday morning had the most incredible effect. 5 years later, Carla is a confident, powerful presence. And recently, she wrote a piece showing her mother as a lonely, suffering soul. And the level of compassion in it blew me away. Imaginative intelligence is your birthright as a human being, and I encourage you to cultivate it. When you teach your rational and imaginative intelligences to dance together to the music of curiosity, as Einstein did, as Carla did, as I did, you too will redefine your world. Here are 3 ways. Number 1, find a creative practice you enjoy that encourages your imagination to play, like creative writing to image prompts, or collage, or improv. Your rational mind will judge the results, good or not good. But the results aren't the point. The point is showing up for yourself. And when you keep showing up, you'll soon find yourself saying to that judging voice, "So what?" And that feels delicious. Number 2, give yourself opportunities to experience awe and appreciate beauty. Lie on your back with a loved one and look at the stars. When you're walking in the park or the forest or down a city street, notice the strong roots of trees, stronger than concrete. Stop for a moment to watch a trail of ants or a squirrel. And ask yourself from time to time, what's beautiful here? The way the shadows fall, a worn patch of paint with the old colors showing through, the smell of lilacs, or maybe a sound. My father used to love the sound of someone practicing piano in another room. Number 3, play what if. What if we could all ride around on beams of light? What if there was no more coffee in the world? What if those stars got there some other way than the Big Bang? God sneezed. When you give your imagination permission to play, it gets stronger and more confident. And as your trust in yourself grows, your connection to your imaginative intelligence deepens. You start finding things that used to bother you funny. You no longer feel the need to prove or defend or explain yourself. Your range of possibility expands, and you see new ways to solve problems and improve the lives of those you care about. And then, one day, maybe you notice you're living a life true to yourself, intelligently, and with a courage you might never have realized you have. Thank you.